is highly anticipated in the rugby world. Touring Australia is always a big challenge, as it is a country that has a very famous sporting pedigree and a will to win that is almost unsurpassed. That said, I believe we have the talent and the desire to be successful this year, and there is no reason why Warren Gatland's Lions cannot be victorious. A lot of hard work goes into preparing for such a tour, and I'm extremely grateful to all the hard-working Lions management team for putting in place the planning and logistics that will allow us every chance to be successful in Australia. Can I also take this opportunity to publicly thank our commercial partners? Touring in the professional era is financially challenging, and we could not undertake such tours without the generous support of our sponsors. Many thanks for this support goes to our global partners, HSBC, Adidas, Land Rover, First Cape and Microsoft, and also to all our suppliers. And now a word of congratulations to those players who have been selected to tour Australia. To be selected for the Lions is the ultimate accolade, and it is a great honour for the players and also for their clubs, for their provinces, their regions and their unions. We are extremely fortunate to be able to select from the very best of the four nations, but inevitably there will be a number of quality players who sadly have not made selection and will rightly feel bitterly disappointed. To those players who are about to be announced, you are now the custodians of this famous red jersey, and I encourage you to wear it with pride and passion and to honour its value and what it stands for. Shortly, you will hear from Warren Gatland, who will announce the tour captain. But firstly, it gives me great pleasure to name the 37-man squad who have been chosen to represent the 2013 British and Irish Lions touring party. Full-backs: Lee Halfpenny, Cardiff Blues and Wales. Stuart Hogg, Glasgow Warriors and Scotland. Rob Carney, Leinster and Ireland. Wing three-quarters: Tommy Bowe, Ulster and Ireland. Alex Cuthbert, Cardiff Blues and Wales. Sean Maitland, Glasgow Warriors and Scotland. George North, Scarlets and Wales. Centre three-quarters: Jonathan Davies, Scarlets and Wales. Brian O'Driscoll, Leinster and Ireland. Jamie Roberts, Cardiff Blues and Wales. Manu Tuilagi, Leicester Tigers and England. Outside halves: Owen Farrell, Saracens and England. Jonathan Sexton, Leinster and Ireland. Scrum halves: Conor Murray, Munster and Ireland. Mike Phillips, Bayonne and Wales. Ben Youngs, Leicester and England. And now prop forwards: Dan Cole, Leicester Tigers and England. Cian Healy, Leinster and Ireland. Gethin Jenkins, Toulon and Wales. Adam Jones, Ospreys and Wales. Matt Stevens, Saracens and England. Mako Vinipola, Saracens and England. Hookers. Dylan Hartley, Northampton Saints and England. Richard Hibbard, Ospreys and Wales. Tom Youngs, Leicester Tigers and England. Second row forwards. Ian Evans, Ospreys and Wales. Richie Gray, Sale Sharks and Scotland. Alan Wynne-Jones, Ospreys and Wales. Paul O'Connell, Munster and Ireland. Jeff Parling, Leicester Tigers and England. Back row forwards. Tom Croft, Leicester Tigers and England. Toby Faletau, Newport Gwent Dragons and Wales. Jamie Heaslip, Leinster and Ireland. Dan Lydiat, Newport Gwent Dragons and Wales. Sean O'Brien, Leinster and Ireland. Justin Tipperick, Ospreys and Wales. And finally, Sam Warburton, Cardiff Blues and Wales. And now I'll hand you over to Warren Gatland, who will name the tour captain.
I'm pleased to announce that the captain of the 2013 British and Irish Lions is Sam Warburton.
Sam, many congratulations on your appointment. Can you just tell us, first of all, when you found out, your initial reaction and what this honour means to you?
Warren gave me a call Tuesday today, so a week ago Sunday. So it's been 9 or 10 days since I found out. It's been the hardest secret I've ever had to keep. It's been eating me alive to tell people, but I kept it in, and it was unbelievable. It's an accolade which very few people are able to achieve, and to be able to have the opportunity to do this is an unbelievable honour.
Yeah. Warren, you obviously have a working relationship with Sam already, but why have you chosen him as your captain?
Well, I think in the last 2 or 3 years he's been the most successful captain in the Northern Hemisphere, and we sit down to pick a squad, and it's a fantastically strong squad, but if we thought about naming a test side tomorrow, then at this stage we probably think that Sam would be one of the names in that starting 15, and so I've got a huge amount of respect for Sam in terms of he's an absolute professional. He leads from the front, and I think he'll do a fantastic job.
Sam, how do you...
There you go. The thoughts from Simon Park there on the announcement of the British and Irish Lions squad. Notable absentees from that list, isn't there?
Yeah, of course, no Johnny Wilkinson, much debate whether or not he would be in, having had that man of the match performance, particularly for Toulon against Saracens in the European Cup semi-finals, and also no Chris Robshaw as well. The England captain didn't make the 37-man squad. No.
Matt Stevens, though, is in there, and that is interesting as well. Retired from England last summer. last August, in fact. His teammate Mako Vunipola is in there as well, so that could be a front row combination. Let's head back to Sion Park, shall we, and hear from Warren Gatland a little bit more.
Last night was the 7th meeting that we've had to pick the squad, and it was a robust debate, and you know, I know there's going to be some disappointed players out there, and I can say that we went through the process, and at every position, you know, there was some really healthy discussions and making the final selection about, you know, who got the nod, and unfortunately for some of them who missed out.
What have been the key decisions that you've used in making your selections?
We've looked at the last few weeks, I think, in terms of some performances. There's been a number of players that have come back from injury as well, but I suppose the benchmark for us was, for a lot of players, was the Six Nations, and looking at the intensity, the physicality of the Six Nations, and then looking at some club form and assessing whether there was the same kind of physical intensity in those matches to draw a comparison and then to finally make the selection of those players.
And the most difficult element for you in forming your squad?
It's always tough, you know. The hardest thing about coaching is selection and the disappointment of letting some players down and not picking. I mean, ideally, you'd like to take everyone. There's, you know, like I said, some real quality players that have missed out, and you know, we've had a thorough sort of process in terms of going through, and you know, it's been tough. Like I said, it's been robust, but we feel like we've got an incredibly talented squad with a lot of depth in a lot of positions. So, you know, there's 37 players that have been selected. I would like to feel confident to go out to Hong Kong and Australia, all with the ambition of making the test side. Can
I just quickly ask you, you've mentioned a few who've been left out, the likes of Rory Best, who's captain Ireland, Kelly Brown, the Scotland captain, Chris Robshaw, the England captain, and Johnny Wilkinson after the weekend. Are those the kind of players that figure in your backup plans?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we haven't made a backup list. If you look at previous tours, there's 6 to 8 players that always, unfortunately, get injured, and you need to have replacements. So, you know, there's going to be a key group of backup players that you know, will potentially be called upon to come out and join the tour.
Okay. Graham, if I can come to you, what have been the characteristics in the players that you have chosen?
I think we've got a nice blend of proven warriors on the big stage. There's not many harder places to go and play than Australia. But I also think we've got a good blend of youth as well. Some real talent in there. And Gats has said selection took a long time. The players we've left behind is exceptional players, and I feel for them. But we spent a lot of time thinking about the balance there. I'm really excited about what we've got there.
Yeah. And there's obviously going to be a lot of focus on the forward exchanges. Why are you confident you've got the right players to get the edge over Australia in that department?
Just from what we've seen throughout the season, throughout the Six Nations, and even over the weekend. And I think all the players that we're taking in the forwards have all got standout qualities.
Thoughts there. Interesting to hear about the backup list. Obviously, countries have their tour preparations as well, and Chris Robshaw, Rory Best amongst those names that could be included on that backup list, as well as Johnny Wilkinson. Interesting too, Natalie, to see the name of Mike Phillips on there as well, after all the debate about teams playing for French countries being out there.
Yes, absolutely. We'll have plenty more reaction then to this announcement. There it is. 15 Welshmen, 10 Englishmen, 9 Irish and 3 Scots, all with 1 goal.
Pride of place on the plane to Australia goes to 24-year-old Sam Warburton, who will captain the side down under.
Tackle any challenge.